welcome back, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. So today I am going to be filming my Hospital Tbr, which is something I haven't done before and is probably a little bit weird, but I'm having surgery soon. I'm having jaw surgery, which is a delight, and I have some books that I'm going to take with me and I'm going to read during recovery and have in the hospital. So these are those books. And it's weird that I made like a little TBR, but I had to think ahead and I had to pack and I had to think. So we're doing it. So for this I have 3 physical books. I also have my Kindle, so we'll talk about that as well. The first physical book we have is The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas, and I did a video where I tested 4 books and read the first chapter of 4 books in order to choose my main read for the hospital, and this was the one that won. So if you want to go and check out that whole video, I will link it in the description, but this is the one that won, and this is set in 3 different times: 1967, 2017 and 2018. And in 1967 there are 4 women who have essentially, I'd say essentially, they have invented time travel, and one of them has a very public breakdown. And then in 2017 we have Ruby, and she knows that it was her Granny B that had that public breakdown, but they never really talk about it until they receive a message from the future warning them about an elderly woman's very violent death. And then in 2018 we have Odette, who finds the dead woman at work. So it's 3 different timelines, how the story all interacts. I'm very intrigued to see. Like I said, I've only read 1 chapter and it's not massively long, so it's a good one that I can kind of like dip in and out of, which is wonderful. And then, bear with me on this one, I got the Iliad and the Odyssey. Now, I've never read the Iliad and the Odyssey, and I would quite like to. The Iliad was the first piece of Western literature. It's a 15,000 line epic Greek poem written in 700 BC, which is ridiculous. I've always wanted to read them, and I thought I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands where I'm literally just sat in bed, so why not choose now to read the Iliad and the Odyssey? So I bought them both. I'm gonna read them and it's gonna be fun, you know, and I'm finally gonna experience the Iliad and the Odyssey. When you've literally all you do is being in bed. Epic Greek poetry. Then we have my Kindle, and I have some books on my Kindle because obviously it is very portable and easy to take around with me, which is what I need right now. So I have 3 books on here. The first one is Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, and this is one that I have wanted to read for a very long time. It was one of my most anticipated releases of 2020 and it's finally out and I'm buzzing for it. I was saving it for when I had lots of time to properly focus on it, so I genuinely cannot wait to delve into it. Like, I'm so excited to read this. So this book is actually the first book ever to be written by a trans author about a trans main character to debut on the New York Times bestseller list, which is amazing. And like, it should have happened before, but like, this is just, it's incredible. It focuses on Yadriel, whose family sort of have difficulty accepting the fact that he is trans. And so he tries to prove himself by summoning the ghost of his dead cousin and freeing them, except he does it a little bit wrong and summons a boy called Julian Diaz, who was his school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not, like, doesn't want to go quietly into death. He's determined to figure out what happened and tie up a lot of loose ends, so it is everything from there. I really wanted to read this for a long time. Like I said, it's one of my most anticipated releases of 2020, so to finally have it is so exciting. I can't wait to get my physical copy. I have ordered, and I cannot wait to read it finally because I think it's going to be amazing. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Then we have The Falling in Love Montage by Sierra Smith, and this is another one that I've wanted to read for a very long time. And this focuses on 2 girls, Saoirse and Ruby, and they go on a summer of montage-worthy dates with a little bit of strings attached, and it's described as like a really good lesbian rom-com, which is just delightful. So this is another one which, like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about, and so many people on book Twitter have said it's really good and it's just really lovely. And I just think like it's nice to see stories like this now, like, not just be between straight people. Yeah, I'm so excited to read this one as well, and I've had it on my Kindle just like ready to start it, ready to get into it. And then finally I have No Exit by Taylor Adams. So No Exit I actually found, oh dear, what are you doing? Changing my font size, okay. No Exit I actually found from watching Lana Condor in YouTube. She has a YouTube channel and she did a whole video about like her favourite books, or it's like book recommendations or something like that. And I watched the video, I'll link it down below, and she spoke about this one and it sounded really interesting, and because it is going into October I thought why not whack a horror in there. So it focuses on Darby, who's a college student, and she's on her way home to Utah when a blizzard means that she gets stuck like on the way back and she has to stop. She ends up stopping at a highway rest stop because she can't go anywhere, there's no cell reception, so she just ends up pulling into the next one she finds. And there are 4 other people inside as well. She doesn't really like... She keeps trying to find a signal, so she goes back into the storm, and when she goes into the storm, in one of the vans, she finds a girl, like a little girl, like locked in the back of the van, and she doesn't know like who she is, why she's there, what she's doing, who's done this, but then she realises that it must be one of the people that's in the rest stop. So it's, does she save the girl? Does she save herself and just get out of there? Like, what does she do in this situation? From what Lana was saying, like, it's really, really good and a really interesting thriller and like lots of psychological, and it is a really interesting situation, and I think like a really important one as well, because I think it has some really important discussions. So this is one I am looking forward to reading as well, because apparently it is really good. So there's my little mini TBR. I know it's a little bit weird to have like planned out. I didn't want to give myself too many, because obviously like there will be days where I don't want to read at all and don't want to do anything. So I thought if I gave myself like a little time and just some books that I have in mind that I can read. I also got the Audible format of a couple of the ones that I have on my Kindle as well, so that I can listen to them when I don't want to actually like physically read, which was really good because I got them at a discount. It was good. They said because I bought the physical copy, get the Audible version for like £3.50, and I was like, yes, and it's all good, and I'm excited to read all of these. I'm very excited to finally read the Iliad and the Odyssey. Don't know why I've decided to do that, but here we are. Have you read any of these books? Would you recommend them? Do you think it's a good idea to embark on the Iliad and the Odyssey? Let me know. Like I said, if you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things, so if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias and my podcast are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really, 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 really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!